Uh-oh, that's not good.
What's not good?
I opened up notes on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
It said, what's new in notes? And now it says, no notes.
No notes.
No notes.
That's our show. Hello and welcome to Hardly Working, the show about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kellie.
And I'm SP, and we made it.
I survived. You survived. We all survived.
Todos nosotros survivimos.
Survive.
Just to apparently basically have to do it again next week and the week after. And
I'm busy.
It's insanity.
So are you.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, last week we talked a little bit about Kellie's insane amount of gigs all on the same day. 3 gigs.
3 gigs in one day, 4 gigs in 2 days.
4 gigs in 2 days. Yes. Well, let's jump in. Tell me your 4 days and 2 gigs.
Listen.
What is it? 4 gigs in 2 days.
4 gigs in 2 days. Listen, I had an event for my dad, which I was like, this will be pretty easy.
Yeah, it's
We're
fun.
doing like one of my best booths
At your dad's event.
at my dad's event. And so in theory, it should be hard, but like...
And the event was like a thank you to his team.
Yeah, thank
there
you
was
to his
probably,
team.
well, what do you say, 120 of his team
Yeah,
there.
something like that.
You were doing lenticular.
I was doing
hosting
photos in
games
motion.
and
You were
stuff.
hosting games. I asked Ryan, my brother, to come out and how many he did. So it was pretty fun. My mom was there. It was great. It was a great time. It was really, really great. Up until doors were about to open. And
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
And
Sorry.
SP was like, I'm going to just like push the umbrella in a little bit more.
On the photo booth.
On my flash that is attached to my photo booth that goes off every time you take a picture, which helps to light up the picture so it's not dark.
Yes.
Not a completely black photo where there's no light at all.
This is not my fault.
It's not your fault. But he went to push it in and something happened and the entire flash went off and then turned off and gave out.
Gone.
It did not work.
Gone.
And I was like, oh, the door's about to open. I don't have a working photo booth. Also, I need all of my pieces for tomorrow because I'm running 2 booths at the same time and I need both sets of flash, everything.
And you have 3 events.
And I have 3 events. And it's like...
It's 6
o'clock at night. Nothing's open.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I had an extra booth. I had a whole extra booth in the car. And so I was like, babe, go get the other flash. It's fine. We'll be fine for tonight. Let's figure this out.
I love that you're skipping over the part about being so mad at me.
I wasn't mad at you. I was freaking out.
Yes, I understand.
Internally.
I'm
And
just
we
joking,
both did what we do. Where I knew it wasn't your fault. I knew it. But I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And so both of us, he gets the flash, comes back, he walks away. He's looking, I know he's looking up where to find a Godox flash.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the same thing. And he just says, maybe you should reach out to one of your photo booth friends. And I'm like, I'm already on it. So I text my buddy Gabe. Thanks, Gabe.
Shout out to Gabe.
Come in and clutch. He's a fellow photo booth owner that lives just a jump, hop, and a skip away in
Give
Simi Valley.
his photo booth a shout out.
At Tinseltown.
There you go.
Tinseltown Photo Booth in Simi Valley. If you're looking for a good photo booth out here, he's amazing. He's great. But both of us are looking for flashes. We can't find anything that's going to make it tomorrow. I then end up ordering one off of Amazon that says it's supposed to arrive tomorrow. But I'm like, you can't just like wing it and hope that it arrives before you leave. So I reach out to Gabe. Gabe comes and drops off 2, not 1, but 2 different flashes to me, which is
Above and
amazing.
beyond.
That I was able to use. The flash should get there in time.
Yeah,
But
we didn't
it
know.
was fine.
Well,
It
in
was
time for gigs 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
So let's talk about the next day. That was the first
So
night.
that was the first day. So a little bit of a freak out, and then it ended up being a really smooth night. Everything worked out well. Everyone loved photos in motion. It was great. It was wonderful. It was amazing. My dad was so happy.
Yeah, and my part of the gig, because you're not the only entertainer.
You did amazing.
And gig
Yeah,
worker here.
that's true.
My part was great too.
You
and
did
people
great.
loved
Everyone
it,
loved it.
and people laughed and had a great time. We gave away a bunch of gifts and a whole bunch of gift cards, and it was great.
I got some invoice.
I did stuff too.
That's true. You did. And my brother had a good time and got to see my booth and see you perform, which is always fun for me. And we got Panda Express, which is great. Come to the next day. I have an event at Spotify in the morning, which I do.
Spotify. That sounds like a new client that we
It's-
haven't even mentioned
It's a
that you work for
brand
now.
new client. I work for Spotify.
Do you think it's like a repeat client situation?
I hope so. I
don't know.
I left and they said, are you available 12/4? And I said, I am.
For you, anything.
So we'll see. I did email. We'll see. It's holiday. So we'll see. But that was good. So that was a good event.
That was, you and Steffi did that one.
We did that one.
Well, I went over to.
And then I had my next event was at NBC Universal on the lot. And so SP went over there to get that set up.
Can I set this one up?
Yeah, go for it.
This one was fun. So NBC Universal, NBC Universal is the same location as Universal Studios Hollywood, the theme park. It's just the actual studios and warehouses and office spaces and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right next to the theme park. So I get there, I'm setting up all the gear. It's very cool. We're out on like a grassy quad kind of situation, and it is just me there. And I'm not doing my work. I'm literally just setting up the booth for Kellie because she wouldn't be able to make it from her other gig. I think she got to our gig like 15 minutes before it started.
I think I was there at 3:45.
3:45.
And it started at 4:30. So
So
about 45 minutes-ish, which didn't seem like enough time.
But this gig was awesome. We had this, the studio put together a background that had these cool icons of a bunch of their properties.
was really
the DeLorean from Back to the Future, Shrek's silhouette, like his face silhouette, the Jurassic Park dinosaur T-Rex iconic, logo that we've all seen.
Yeah.
The silhouette of a minion, all of these different
It's
things.
so fun.
So cool. And that was going to be our backdrop. So we were just setting up a booth and a printer, yada, yada, yada. And then fast forward, Kellie gets here, and then all of a sudden, like, there's someone who keeps coming around from NBC, but not like one of our contacts. And they're like, can we see the photo? Can we see the background? Okay. And I'm like, seems a little bit weird, but whatever. So then we get word that I actually didn't know this. I think you did.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we were going to have
Shrek-themed event.
Yeah, we were going to have characters in the booth, which is awesome. When we did a gig with them for Halloween, we had
The Bride of Frankenstein, and then
Dracula.
which was fun. And character actors, they're like so great here, so great at NBC. They're in it.
So cool.
They're so cool.
So this time we were getting Shrek, which is awesome. And for a time, Princess Fiona.
Until the sun went down, of course.
Because then she changes into an ogre and
Yeah.
she never came back. That is pretty
That's NBC magic. is
very
what they called it.
dedicated.
Yeah.
Committed to the bit. And I appreciate that. So anyway, they're coming out, but that in there lies the problem. We find out from the team that know that I'll get all these names wrong of departments because I don't work there. But like whoever is in charge of the characters and the mascots, that's who was coming by and asking questions about the backdrop and all that kind of stuff, because we found out later that there are rules with these characters. One of the rules we found out, I don't know if it's a Shrek specific rule or just a rule with all the characters, but you can't have like an alcoholic beverage with the characters.
Because it's a kid's movie.
Because Shrek is?
Yeah, because it's a PG movie, so you can't be photographed with alcohol.
Gotcha. So that makes sense. The harder thing for us was we found out that Shrek cannot be in photos with other characters and property.
Yeah,
including
they call it their IP.
Yeah, which is just intellectual property.
Yeah.
Including the backdrop we just described.
Yep.
That's covered in other characters.
And mind you, they did not they were like, we got the backdrop, don't worry about it. And we're like,
cool, great. Thank God Kellie shows up right at that time.
With not one, not two, but 3 different backdrops in my car, along with the backdrop stand, obviously.
So we're standing there. Kellie walks up, and I'm kind of giving her the lowdown, the coordinators and stuff.
We're on the phone as I'm walking.
Oh, yeah,
He's
I'm
like
like, you
called
gotta
me,
get
and so
over
we're
here.
making eye contact from across this field, and I can hear what's happening as I'm getting closer and closer to him. And he's not saying anything, but I understand that he's talking to people, so I'm just listening in.
Yeah. So essentially, they needed a new backdrop. They needed to move this one to some other place. It's very cool, and they still were able to use it. But they could not have Shrek and Fiona in front of it. So long story short, we're huddling up trying to figure out what are we going to do. And I'm like, I think we can save the day here, essentially. Because I literally said it, and I sprinkled it into them too. So they knew you were super cool. I was like, Kellie's just got here from a gig she just did with Spotify, and I think she's got a backdrop and a backdrop stand in her car. Here's the 3 that she might have. You came up, you're like, here's the ones I have. Will any of these
Which
work?
is technically 6, but yeah.
Yeah, because it's front and back. And they picked one, and we saved the day. And that's always how it felt. Like, there was a problem, and somehow we solved it. And it got verified for me in a very sweet email to you today, where she was asking about something else, but said thanks again for literally, I think she said, saving the day.
With your backdrop,
and I was like, that's so great. So it's a long story to say that everything turned out okay. There was much more that happened there, including how are we going to have power? Because they moved everything. And
we unplugged our power truly 3 minutes before everyone came out. And then
it was as people were walking in.
Plugged us back in as they were walking in. And if you don't own a photo booth, which none of you probably do, but if you own any type of technology, you know that when you have to set something up and it gets unplugged, it doesn't just automatically pop back on. You have to reset it up and reconnect it to the printer and re-get it to like work again.
Yeah, it's kind of like assuming if you were streaming something on Netflix and then someone unplugged your television, that plugging it back in would get you back to where you were on your episode on Netflix.
It's not going to.
No, you got to turn the TV on, select the streamer, go select your profile, find the show, get back. Like,
make
that's
sure
what
to
had
connect
to
to your
happen.
sound bar if you have a sound bar.
Exactly.
All the things. Now imagine trying to get it set up and running with a big ogre behind you, messing with you the whole time. And you're trying to be like, stop touching
Which is
me.
hilarious because they're so in character.
They
Shrek
are.
is like not saying anything, but like looking over Kellie's shoulder, like,
And
what is
Fiona's
this box?
or whatever she's doing. I know.
Yeah, and it's like,
and I'm like,
I
it's
love
so
you guys.
fun,
I
but
love it.
not right now. Yeah.
But freaking out. I have a video of you in the midst of that
I
too.
know.
It's so funny. Kellie's like, oh, and then
I'm trying
behind
to
her
be
is just Shrek and Fiona dancing. It's
yeah.
great.
I was like, sorry.
Anyway, that was event number 2. Went very well. That's when I had to leave and go pick up our kid.
And then I went to
that
my
was
third
not the end
event
for you.
Of the night, which I don't know that I can technically say this name, but I'm gonna say it. But I did.
You can say it. I know she means explicit wise. Yeah.
But I did the premiere after party for a new Searchlight Pictures movie called Night Bitch, starring Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, she's like a real movie star.
I know. So that was pretty cool. We did our photos in motion, which was so fun. They had this whole little setup with like trees and stuff that it was like as if they were running through like kind of the forest, and the whole
really cool.
tagline, very similar to Monster Energy drinks, but not, is Unleash the Beast. And so that was like a whole thing of the day. Like, do one like smiling pretty, now unleash the beast.
Oh, that's fun.
My favorite part of the entire night is that, well, there's a couple things, but Aunt Hilda from Sabrina the Teenage Witch was there, and she did jump in the booth. She was so kind and so nice. And then she reposted me on Instagram, which is always
the nicest,
amazing.
kindest thing any celebrity can do.
Yeah, that's true. So that was really fun. But it's fun to do like a premiere and to be in on that scene and to have a different thing that people are like. I literally had multiple people come up and be like, I've been in the industry for a long time, or I've done this. I've been to so many events, and I've never seen a booth as nice as this, or like, this is such a cool thing that you have. Like, I've never seen this before. So that was really cool. And then I met 2 people that I think you and I are going to hang out with, the Lockwoods. Rachel and Lucas. So they were 2 people attending the event that we just kind of hit it off, and we're connected on Instagram. And so we're going to have a double date here soon, which is always fun to make connections and network in the industry, no matter what part of it you're in. So it's pretty fun.
Good times. Kellie left at like 9:30 in the morning, got home at like 1:30 the next day or
and
something.
Shout out to Ashley May for making me dinner that night, because I went to pick her up to go to this event, and she was like, "Here's your pasta."
What a
I was like,
sweetie.
Thank you.
Because
I hadn't really
in
eaten
your life.
all day.
It's crazy. This time last year, it was like it's hard to make friends in your 30s, and now you're like, I have some of the best people.
I
in
know.
my life.
Now I'm like, where are we going to go for my birthday dinner? Because like, what's going to be able to hold everybody that I want to be there?
That's right. Do they even make
It's not gonna
restaurants
break the
that
bank,
can
yeah.
hold all 6 people? I don't know.
6 people. Shut
I
up.
don't know yet. These are the questions. Anyway, that was all the. Maybe it actually wasn't all the work we did, but all the work worth mentioning.
That was it.
But there was other stuff that happened. Go ahead.
That's true. I will say that it was an amazing day. I was so tired and so exhausted, and I was on the verge of getting sick the entirety of the time, to which Thursday came around, and I definitely was like, I am sick. So I've had a head cold, which unfortunately I did pass along to you.
I got that Friday.
That we've been working to kick.
Yes. It's not a bad one, but it's inconvenient.
Unfortunately for you, you felt it coming on right in the middle of what we did on Friday.
Which is a perfect time to segue to not NBC Universal, but Universal City Walk.
Yeah, where we went to see Wicked. Me for the second time, you in Brooklyn for the first time.
Ashley May for the 3rd time.
I know,
And
Jonathan for the second time as well. Yeah.
Jeez.
But went to see Wicked, which was so fun to see, so fun to be in the theater and to like hear and watch people's reactions when you know what's going to happen.
People were sobbing.
Oh, yes. I cried. Brooklyn cried at the very end
That's
of
sweet.
Defying Gravity, which was such a fun thing. And then which made me cry harder because I leaned over to you and said, I have a musical theater girly.
Yeah.
So I was so excited about it that she was so stoked for Wicked, because it was this weird thing where I was like, she's either going to love it or she's going to be like, get me out of this 3-hour movie. I'm done. But she was pretty engaged the entirety of the time. There was one time that I was like, I'm like, the movie's kind of losing her. But she was really engaged for a lot of it, which was really, 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 really fun for me and for Ashley May to see. And she was like leaning over and telling Ashley May things, leaning over and telling me things, which was fun. And it was fun to have a friend in it who like had watched the movie before, because when it got to the scary flying monkeys, which it's not a spoiler, everyone knows there's flying monkeys, they're just a little bit scary. We both Ashley May and I reached over and just had one hand on Brooklyn's legs, like her knees, to be like, hey, we're here. We've got you. And I thought that was like a really cool moment.
Yeah.
You, however, nodded off for ever so slightly and woke up and went, I think I'm sick.
Yeah, I fell asleep in the middle of it, which is not a comment on the movie itself. The movie was excellent. I will say, not an Ariana Grande fan here, but you can't deny how excellent she was. She was totally perfect, as was, I'm not familiar, Cynthia Erivo. Sorry, I'm not a musical theater person or a musical person, so I don't know who that was. But she was insanely great. They were both excellent, as was Jeff
Bailey.
Goldblum. Oh, yeah, and your boyfriend, Jonathan Bailey.
Yeah.
You call him Johnny Bailey?
He goes by Johnny, but Jonathan
Johnny B?
Bailey. Johnny Bailey. Go by Johnny.
Johnny B.
And Michelle Yeoh.
And, my least
she fits the character, but I know it was.
But it's so weird. She's incredible. She was in my favorite. She was the lead in my favorite movie last year or 2 years ago. Whenever Everything Everywhere All at Once came out.
We should watch that again.
It's amazing. But it took me out of it every time I saw her. It was so weird. Doesn't matter. Movie was great. It's not a movie for me, but we made it through.
And that's okay.
And I got sick in the middle of it because I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, ooh, I feel sick. And I was right. Sick of this movie.
No, it was so good. It was so good. You even said, you were like, it is beautifully filmed. Like, it's really
gorgeous.
Cool.
Not for me, though.
And that's totally fine. But it is, if you haven't seen it yet, go and see it. It's a gorgeous film. They built actual sets for it, which I think is such a cool, I love when movies do that, regardless of the movie is when you build the actual set. When you plant millions of tulips so people can run through a tulip garden for Munchkin Land. Like, how great. Part 2, let's go. I can't believe we have to wait a whole year.
Seems wasteful to plant 1 million tulips for a shot in a movie.
I think it was 9 million tulips.
That's 9 times as wasteful.
And it's more than just the shot. It was just there's more to be done in Munchkin Land. So in the second,
is that like a code phrase? Should I be familiar with that?
We only saw part 1 of it. You haven't even gotten to part 2 yet.
There's more to be done in
Munchkin
get there,
Land. You know.
All right. Well, enough about our week. Because boy, oh boy, you're going to be hearing a lot of it. But this week...
Oh, I booked a couple more gigs too, but that's besides the point. Maybe like 3, maybe 4.
Since when? Since last time we podcasted or since the drive?
Since the end of my gigs. I booked 1 on the drive here. Since the end of my gigs, I booked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, but definitely 5.
Jeez. Potentially, how many gigs do you have in December right now?
10.
That's a lot.
6 of which are before my birthday.
That's insane.
Which is on the 12th.
Absolutely insane. But before we get to your birthday, we got to get through Thanksgiving.
Let's do it.
This is the week of Thanksgiving.
I'm ready for it.
Are we? Happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Is Thanksgiving one of those holidays that's been canceled? I don't really know.
I don't know. I would say, isn't this weird? Thanksgiving is my least favorite holiday.
Yeah.
That like a lot of people celebrate. Does that make sense? When you look at or maybe fall holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, December, because it's like a big deal. Obviously, there are other 4th of July.
It just seems like another expectation.
Yeah, it's my least favorite holiday. However, for the first time ever, I'm like beyond grateful for Thanksgiving because nothing really happens the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you can kind of take a break.
And I know no gigs will happen this week. Brooklyn has the whole week off. We just really get to kind of relax. And things are open, but Thursday, everything's closed.
That's true.
And I don't start again until the 3rd of December. So we got some time.
A little bit.
But like it's my least favorite holiday. Shout out to my dad for always getting me ham because I hate turkey.
Turkey's the worsty.
I'm like, I know that it's a break though. Like I know there's nothing happening this week. No one's gonna call, no fires to put out except for maybe a turkey fire. But you know what I mean?
Not for us. But when it comes to Thanksgiving, one thing is for sure, whether you're celebrating with a big group of people or hanging out by yourself, you will be eating food.
That's true.
So whether you're watching or listening, we have a little game that neither of us have looked at.
Yeah.
So we can both play, and you can play along in your ear holes and eyeballs. It is a game called Calorie Counter Thanksgiving Edition. That's right. We are going to put 2 foods up on our screen, and we're going to guess which of these has the most amount of calories.
All right.
Something to talk about at Thanksgiving, something to consider before scooping another plate full of green bean casserole. What is that? What's green bean casserole? Are green beans not enough?
It's a can of mushroom soup.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, mushroom something soup, and then you do green beans and you
why
cook
is it that gluing things together with mayonnaise makes them a salad?
Like a
What's
broccoli
broccoli salad? Other than garbage.
Yeah. What would you like to see for Thanksgiving? We should talk about this later. What you want me to make, so I can make vegetables.
You know, we shouted Ryan out earlier, and I hate to give him more attention.
He makes Toll House pie.
That's true, and I'm not interested in that. But he's genius because he always makes a sandwich during Thanksgiving out of all the Thanksgiving stuff, and that's
I'm
the
interested
best
in
part.
that, Ryan.
That's the best part.
I know. I'm interested in your Toll House pie, Ryan, that you hand make from scratch.
It's
Don't worry.
amazing, but it's not. I'm not a cookie guy. I'm a pie guy.
Yeah.
I'm a pie guy, but when it's pie, that's a cookie cake.
I got you.
It's a cookie.
But he is smart. He does put it together. I learned recently that you and your mom both like Thanksgiving that way.
Yeah.
I don't. I do not like turkey. Don't give me turkey. Don't put it around me. I hate it. I don't want it.
Well, that's why with my side of the family, we always celebrate Steaksgiving.
Which we'll talk about in our Hardly Working Through It this week.
Oh,
we talk about holiday traditions and holidays.
Holiday traditions, Thanksgiving for everybody, except
for
for
the
the Europeans. Let's take a look. Our first
calorie
one.
counter. Corn on the cob. Oh, sorry. 1 ear of corn on the cob or 1 cup of Brussels sprouts.
Definitely Brussels sprouts is going to be the least. I forgot if we're guessing the least or the most. Probably the most, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say corn.
The most is what we're guessing.
Yeah, the
Corn's
most. I'm
gotta be-
guessing.
Yeah,
okay,
let's
corn.
go with corn. It's corn. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just greens.
It's
88 calories for Brussels sprouts.
155 for corn on the cob.
Yeah, it's
and
starch.
that's probably the healthiest way you can eat corn.
It's on the cob.
Not creamed.
Rubbed in butter. As everyone rubs it in butter and then eats it. That's the healthiest way. I don't think this is accounting for the butter.
Well, let's talk pies, baby. Apple pie versus pumpkin pie.
Apple pie.
You think that has the most calories?
Yes.
I think pecan pie or pecan or whatever is going to
100%.
have the most. And I just have a feeling that pumpkin pie is going to be pretty high up there. So I'm going pumpkin.
Okay. The more I thought about it, the more I think you're right, but I'm still going with apple.
Pumpkin pie.
Wow.
Oh, is that for a whole entire pie?
So a apple pie. I was thinking sugar, by the way. I was like, you have to put a
Yeah,
lot of sugar in an apple pie
in
to
both.
make that. But then when you said pie, I was like, it just says pumpkin puree, isn't
Yeah,
it?
have you ever had pumpkin puree?
And it's probably cream
horrible.
and pumpkin, so I didn't even think about that. It is 1,662 calories for apple pie,
Which seems, I'm assuming a whole
which
pie.
is almost like your entire calorie intake.
Yeah, but you know what's even closer and maybe above
It's
your
above.
entire caloric intake is pumpkin pie at 2,414.
2,000.
So
Wow.
if you have to choose,
I'm still going pumpkin pie with some whipped cream on top.
oh, gonna have to
Just
add
a
like
slice, though,
50
not a
to
whole
100
thing.
calories for the whipped cream. What's up next, Cal?
1 cup of mashed potatoes or 1 cup of sweet potatoes, which
I think
are
this is
also
tricky.
yams.
I think it's tricky.
I'm doing mashed potatoes.
I think so too because I think sweet potato is gonna make you think like,
They're
oh,
yams.
it'll be more calories. But I think the amount of stuff people put in mashed potatoes.
You're totally right. I mean, we're not talking about what they're putting into it at this point in time because I will say it does say mashed potatoes, which then you're assuming there's butter and cream and salt.
Sour cream, yeah.
Right, and sour cream. And then it looks just like slices of sweet potatoes. I will say that a sweet potato is best when you put butter and brown sugar in there. It is so good.
And some
but that's
people,
not what it is.
Some people put like marshmallows on top.
I don't do that.
Well, let's see. The answer, I don't know why it changed on our monitors, but not the screen.
Is mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes has the most at around 214 calories, where the Yamaramis
just 100 calories less.
114. We were way off then. I mean, maybe I forgot my logic.
Maybe it's just.
But that means by almost half, the sweet potatoes or the yams are better for you.
Yeah, that's what we should do.
That's nuts.
Ooh.
Ooh, Hawaiian,
One
one Hawaiian
Hawaiian
roll
roll. Oh.
versus 1 ounce of stuffing. Keep that in mind. I'm going with Hawaiian roll. A full Hawaiian roll?
I'm going to go with stuffing.
You think an ounce of stuffing? Okay.
How much do you think a Hawaiian roll is in ounces? Which isn't fair that you're not giving it to us in ounces. How much do you think that is?
In terms of like its weight,
Yeah.
maybe 2 ounces.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
Because stuffing is just bread too.
It is bread and
Yeah.
other things.
And other things. So I'm going with stuffing.
You're probably right. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Stuffing.
I do love stuffing though.
109 calories per ounce, roughly. Shout out to my mom who puts bacon in it, so it's
Just
probably a little
more
bit
than that.
more.
Yeah.
And 90 calories per Hawaiian roll.
I'm here for it. Listen.
90.
My favorite thing, I love stuffing, which is ironic since it comes out of the turkey.
Yeah. Gross.
And I love rolls with gravy, which also comes from the turkey.
Yep.
So two very odd, weird things.
It's true.
But I love stuffing, and I will eat however many calories I have because I'm going to eat way more than an ounce.
Well, I'll tell you this. This might
do love
be
stuffing.
my little unpop pin. I think Hawaiian rolls are overrated.
I do not disagree with you. However, I do think that sometimes the sweetness is good. Like if you pair it with like a brisket.
Yeah.
Or like a barbecue. It's like
or
a
like
little
Dog
bit of
House
sweet.
or House, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
do their hot dogs on there.
I don't need it at Thanksgiving, although I don't mind it. I'm here for regular rolls that you can cook in the oven.
I'm of the opinion that most rolls are overrated and overhyped. I have not had
I should make homemade.
Susan Warren's rolls that we've heard so much about.
Oh, I want those
I
ones.
would like those rolls. But I'm not a big roll guy. I'd take a biscuit over a roll.
Really?
Like a fresh made biscuit.
Should I try to make some of those?
Or a scone.
A scone?
Is that what they call them in Europe? Scone. Does anyone call it scone?
No. A scone.
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 I don't mind scones. Let's move on. We've got a couple more. Next one.
Mac and cheese.
Here, I'm going to go back. Here we go. Mac and cheese.
1 cup of mac and cheese or 1 slice of pecan pie.
We talked about it.
Yeah,
it's got to be
sure.
pecan pie.
Yeah, or pecan.
Let's
How
find
do you say
out.
it? Pecan.
It's definitely the pie, and I'll answer your question in a second. 503 calories per slice of pie.
310 calories for a cup of mac and cheese.
Yeah, stick with.
I'm good with it.
the
I'll eat the mac and cheese.
Look, here's
I do
my
like
problem.
pecans.
They're fine, and I'm realizing now I think
Candied
I've been
pecans.
eating them at home, and it's probably not great for me.
It's not the pecans. I think it's the other stuff that's
Which
in there.
I'm assuming is just a mixture of brown sugar and butter.
Yeah.
Like that. It looks like a Nestle Toll House pie.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I kind of see it. But I don't know that it's the pecans as much as I think it is the other stuff that's in
All right.
there.
I need to say this now because if I don't say it now,
pecan?
I'm going to freak out.
How do you say that
Hold
word?
that.
Okay, sorry.
Because I got to get it out of my head before I say it so I know if it's right or not. So before I get to your answer about pie, you guys, pies for dessert must have fruit in them. They must have fruit. Otherwise, there's something else. They can be a tart. They can be
A tart has fruit in it.
a baked good. They can be. I'm just saying, if you're like, this is my chocolate mousse pie, it's really not. It's a cake or a dessert in a pie crust.
What separates a pie from a cake?
Fruit?
No.
Fruit.
The crust.
A fruit filling.
The crust.
A real filling with fruit in
The
it.
crust.
No.
What type of tarts are there? Are there other tarts that don't have fruit in them? Or do all tarts have fruit in them?
Look, I'm not.
Because I think you're a tart boy and then you like
How dare
fruity
you.
pies.
I don't think I like the way you describe me. Okay, as a tart boy who
You're
likes
a
fruity
tart
pies.
boy who likes fruity pies. Because I think what makes a pie is the crust.
Fruit.
No.
Okay, a tart has the same crust as a pie.
No, but it's not.
But
because
it
a tart
kinda
is
is.
normally like wrapped. And sometimes
What? Wrapped in what?
Well, you're thinking of like the little tart pans.
Yeah.
But what do you call a baked good that has
Don't say the word.
that has a crust and has fruit in it? It's tart. Like an
or
apple
a pie.
tart.
What would you call that pumpkin
like a
pie?
hand pie.
That pumpkin pie had two things.
It was a pie.
Wait. It's
and
a
a
squash.
pumpkin. Yeah.
Which
it
is
has
not technically a
seeds.
fruit. Nope, but that makes it a fruit because a tomato's a fruit. And
Yeah.
also, while I'm here, don't even think about giving me a tomato pie. That's a pizza. Which, you know what?
Which is a pie.
Maybe do.
Yeah.
Although, flip side, what do they call? Is it red pizzas? Remember when we were in Italy?
Oh, yeah. No,
Not
no.
good. You need the
We
cheese
need the
too.
cheese.
Here's what I'm saying.
Also, we should go to Toppers for dinner.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Here's what I'm saying. Live your lives. And I think we'd all be happier with less labels. So live your life, but know that it's not a pie unless it has fruit in it.
Except it is.
Except it's not.
If you're me. If you're anyone other than SP,
It must be the end of the show because this is a true unpopular opinion.
It is an unpopular
pecan is my answer.
Pecan. That's how I say it, right? Pecan?
Yeah, I think pecan is a southern thing.
Yeah, pecan pie.
Pecan is probably just something we made up.
You know, I will say this though about pecans is that the taste is pretty universal in the sense that when I went to Tennessee and I went to the Moonshine Factory and I had pecan pie moonshine, it really did taste like a pecan pie, which is incredible because not everything tastes like what it is.
That's true.
So I just will say
I
that.
agree. Speaking
I just
of
wanted to
taste.
say that I went to the Moonshine Factory
No
and
big
had some
deal.
moonshine.
It's not like we talked about that a year ago on
Well,
on the
reminding
show.
people, go back and listen.
Actually, it wasn't a year ago. I think it was last March.
Because that's when I went this year.
Pre-flood.
Believe it or not.
That was a different lifetime for
I know.
us.
I went this year. Can you believe that?
We have two lifetimes: BF and AF.
Before flood and after flood.
Yeah, or whatever else you want to put in there. Yeah, before and after the floods. Here's our next question. You read it, Kel.
1 cup of gravy or 1 cup of cranberry sauce? Definitely the cranberry sauce.
Gravy's pretty fatty, though. I understand there's a lot of sugar in cranberry sauce.
Yeah,
you going cranberry sauce?
I'm going cranberry sauce.
I'm going gravy, baby.
Go for it.
Ooh, he was wrong, but she was right.
418 calories for that cranberry sauce that everyone loves.
And only 188 calories for the gravy? I don't think so.
But I'm going to give cranberry sauce another try this year.
You should.
I used to love it when I was younger, and then something happened where I was like, I don't want that anymore. But I think that was more of a head thing.
Look, that's true.
Not a heart thing.
We may we may talk about this on Hardly Working Through It, since we're talking about tradition, so I don't want to belabor it here. But I will say that I understand that we're all a product of our environments growing up. I will say my mom's gravy is incredible. Any other Thanksgiving gravy I've ever had?
Not as good.
Horrible. Not just not as good. Terrible.
I'm waiting for your mom.
Watery, lacking in flavor.
My mom's isn't like that.
I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I'm just saying if it's not my mom's, stay out of the kitchen. I don't know how to finish that, but
my parents may kick you out. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Do it. Just kidding.
All right, couple more.
Your mom needs to start passing down some of her
recipes. Yeah. I agree. All right, green beans, a cup of green beans, boiled.
Or a cup of oven roasted carrots.
How else would you cook green beans? I guess in an oven.
I guess you do boil them. That is actually how you're supposed to do that.
Cup of roasted carrots or a cup of green beans?
Carrots is my answer.
I know I switched it, but I didn't look. I'm saying carrots are going to be higher.
Yeah, they're more starchy.
Yeah.
170 calories for roasted carrots and only 44 calories for the green beans.
Duh, you can eat a lot of green beans.
Listen,
which, you know what? I think I always knew that.
But if you put green beans in a green bean casserole, not so much. Which we're about to do.
Speaking of green bean casserole.
So 1 cup of green bean casserole or 1 cup of corn pudding. I am going to be honest with you.
Corn pudding?
I don't know what corn pudding is.
It looks like creamed corn.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's call it creamed corn. I'm unfortunately going to go with corn pudding.
Really? I'm going to go with your description of green bean casserole.
Okay.
Brown sugar and
no,
butter.
that's sweet potatoes.
Look, if we've learned anything on this show.
It's like a can of mushroom soup.
So that I don't listen.
Yeah. Can of mushroom soup, green beans, and then you do like the fried onions on the top.
That sounds caloric.
Yeah.
I'm going green beans.
Okay, go for it.
And you're going corn?
Yeah.
No!
It's because corn is innately has more calories.
Yeah, I mean, that's like what all of our sugar
starchy.
is
Yeah.
high fructose corn syrup.
That does look like creamed corn.
Yeah, 320.
With maybe cheese on top?
Possible. About 327 calories for your creamed corn or your corn pudding.
Someone tell me what that is.
And only 142 for the green bean casserole.
Makes me feel better.
How much was the green beans? 44, so you add 100 calories per serving.
I don't need it. I just give me the green beans.
I'm out of here.
Oh.
Sparkling cider, specifically Martinelli's, versus cranberry juice, specifically Ocean Spray.
So I'm going to say sparkling cider, mostly because I like cranberry juice and would still like to drink cranberry juice.
And you don't care about cider? I don't.
No, although mixing them together would make a very fun drink.
You have been mocktailing it up lately.
That would be a great mocktail. That's what we should do. My mom can't have that.
Too much sugar. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. You got to look out for
sugar.
They
have zero sugar cranberry juice now.
You get out of here. Are you serious?
I am serious. I think we have it in our fridge right now. Cran cherry.
So. Kelly had to tell me the other day that just because something says diet doesn't mean it's 0 calorie. And I was like, ooh, I'm too old to have just now remembered that that's true.
Yeah, and 0 calories doesn't necessarily mean better for you because they put
that's something I can't handle.
They put
right now.
A weird fake sugar in it.
Which I can only do so many good things for myself.
I know.
Anyway, the question at hand was
sparkling cider.
Is sparkling cider versus cranberry juice? My thought is they're both juices, and juices are so high.
I know.
But I'm going to go with sparkling cider
because
as well.
I want the cranberry juice to be okay.
Let's find out.
Yes.
Sparkling cider, 140 calories per serving, and only 100 for the cranberry juice. But here's the catch. Nobody drinks cranberry juice.
I do.
You do not drink cranberry juice unless you have a UTI.
That's true, but
no one drinks cranberry juice.
I have cranberry juice at home right now. Cran cherry.
That's not cranberry.
It's
and
cranberry.
It's not the same amount of calories.
Mixed with
cherry.
Harry.
There's like a whole Mitch Hedberg bit about that.
I'm going to drink it. When we get home, I'm just going to straight up drink the rest of that gallon of cran cherry juice. I actually really don't mind the taste of cranberry juice. It's a nice juice. Of the juices, It's one of my faves.
That is the oldest person thing I've heard you say before, ever in my
Well,
life.
get out of here. Is there anything left? Oh, whole turkey or a whole ham? The turkey. More calories.
You think the turkey is more? It's got to be the ham.
It's got to be the ham.
It's the ham. It's the ham.
Because turkey's pretty lean.
Let's find out. Oh my gosh! We were totally wrong. 7,197 calories.
Compared to the 5,333 calories of ham. One more reason why you should do ham instead of turkey at Thanksgiving.
That's
You're
right.
welcome. Thank you, everybody.
We
Thank
should
you
have
very
known
much.
that it'd be turkey since they're called butter balls.
That's true. See, I said it, and then you convinced me otherwise.
Also my nickname in high school. I'm willing to bet that's not like brown sugar glazed ham.
You don't know.
But you know what? Let's just say it is.
Say it is.
Let's just say it is. That's got to be the last
And
one, right?
when are you going to ever eat a whole turkey or a whole ham? Let's be clear.
Hey, the night is still young.
It's true. All right. Is that the last one?
That's the last
That
one.
was pretty fun.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it.
Yeah, and you're welcome. And now you hopefully have memorized all of this.
And hopefully
can
you'll
quiz people at Thanksgiving.
Or you'll just make better decisions while you're eating your Thanksgiving dinner. You'll be like, oh, I should have this because it's less calories.
Yeah,
or
you know,
you can go for your all-time calorie high and eat all the high ones. Whatever you want.
That's why I married her. You hear that? That's some sound logic. Set a new record.
It only happens one time a year.
Yeah.
Put yourself into that sleep coma.
F it up, fam.
Go for it.
In the club.
We all fam. In the club.
Alrighty. Well, a lot of things.
What's next?
We're in a rhythm today. Well, surprisingly, not a tremendous amount happened the day before Thanksgiving, but some things did that you might have guessed because they happen every year around Thanksgiving. Of course, Thanksgiving changes, but today we're taking a look back on November. Dang it, I should have changed it. 27th, baby. So here's the deal. Little peek behind the curtain. I always put everything together, and sometimes I forget to update the date, even though I put the new stuff in. But this time, I have it. It's time for...
You nailed it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I thought you should have changed it.
Well, yeah, it says November 13th, but in my notes on all the items, it's 27th. We're taking a look at November 27th on this week's edition of That Happened Today. I still laughed so hard when Danielle did that.
I know. That's so funny.
November 27th is the date. You might guess what happened 100 years ago today, Cal. It was a staple in so many people's households, whether they were there in person or just watching it on the television that morning. This parade...
Thanksgiving Day Parade.
That's right. More specifically...
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Which also, side note, there was a big story in the news that we aren't talking about where apparently one employee at Macy's has been siphoning off over $150 million.
It was crazy.
Which is amazing.
Which means there's no Thanksgiving Day Parade this year.
Actually, no Thanksgiving. I think they're canceling Thanksgiving. But the story seemed boring, so I didn't actually look into it. But Macy's did start their Thanksgiving Day Parade 100 years ago. Any guesses what year that was?
100 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be 1924. That's not right.
It is right.
Is it?
But just to watch you stumble through it, you're like, this is so dumb. 100 years.
1924.
And you're like, 19.
24.
Carry the one.
I had to remember what year we were in.
Dude,
25?
Isn't
No,
that the
23.
truth, though? Are we the only people who are like, what year is this?
No.
What
everyone
month is this? How come most of the time I'm like, what day is this and what city am I in?
Los Angeles.
Thank you.
Actually, you're in Simi Valley, but that's besides the point.
Well, happy anniversary. Well, currently I
Macy's Day Parade. That is another one of our traditions, which we'll talk about, I guess, next show.
Yeah, we'll talk about that there, I guess. Because I
If
was
I
going to
can
say, does
remember.
anyone even watch these? But save it. Wait till Friday. Get through all of your family things. And then on Friday, you can hear about our thoughts on the Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that's why you came to this episode.
Duh.
Sorry. You got to wait a couple days. Other things happened.
Okay.
The birth of an icon. A short-lived icon.
Michael Jackson.
He lived maybe too long, depending on which child you ask. But
Betty White.
no.
Just kidding.
You're
She
going to
could be
need more
100 years old.
specifics. That I guarantee.
Okay.
This individual, some might say, changed the face of rock and roll with incredible guitar licks, wah-wah pedals, even setting his guitar on stage on fire, solid sentence, at Woodstock. Surrounded in a glow of purple haze,
Someone
this
from
voodoo
AC/DC?
child. It's Jimi Hendrix.
I was like, I couldn't. You said rock and roll, and I was like, you've lost me. I'm so sorry.
82 years ago, Jimi Hendrix was born, which is great. But the reason that I kept it in there is because I don't know if you know about the 27 Club.
A bunch of people that die at 27.
Yes. Now, I don't know if he was the first person to pass at 27 and if he started it
That's
off.
so young.
No,
I'm
not quite.
32.
In fact, he's not even close. But yeah, so there is, I'm not sure if anyone's heard about the 27 Club, but it's something that's been interesting. So the reason I bring up Jimi Hendrix, he passed away when he was 27 years old. And that has been the trajectory of many famous musicians and artists and
You're
people.
still learning who you are at 27.
I know, it's crazy. I mean, we're always doing that. But it is like solidified certain people in history and in infamy. Let me tell you about the 27 Club real quick. The 27 Club is a cultural phenomenon referring to a group of influential musicians and artists who all tragically died at the age of 27.
Dang.
The club became widely recognized after the deaths of Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison within 2 years of each other.
Dang.
These artists were known for their incredible talent and often tumultuous personal lives. So I actually have a list here. I did a little research, research. Here's a few people. Robert Johnson. You know him. I don't either. A blues musician whose songs like Crossroad Blues became legendary, died under mysterious circumstances, sparking myths of a deal with the devil.
Sounds right.
Number 2, Brian Jones.
Ow.
Died at 27 in 1969. He was a founding member of the Rolling Stones.
Dang.
Mysteriously drowned in his swimming pool under unclear circumstances.
Interesting.
Number 3, as mentioned before, in 1970, pretty much right after Woodstock, Jimi Hendrix, iconic guitar player and rock star, known for redefining the electric guitar. I think he passed away from an overdose. I don't remember. 3
sounds right.
or 4, Janis Joplin, who died the same year. Psychedelic rock and blues singer, famous for hits like "Piece of My Heart." Take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Sorry, I shouldn't have played the actual song. Now we get copyrights. That's literally what she sounds like, though. Psychedelic rock star and blues singer died of a heroin overdose just weeks after Jimi Hendrix. As stated earlier, also Jim Morrison, 1 year later, charismatic leader of The Doors, died in Paris, reportedly from heart failure.
Not a bad place to die.
Although, that's true. No autopsy was conducted. These are all like from Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. That all happened from 1969 to 1971. And then we took a little bit of a break before getting to, at least in our time, the infamous death of Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
1994, frontman of Nirvana and defining figure of the grunge movement, Cobain's death was officially ruled a suicide. And the last one, the most recent one, 2011, British singer-songwriter known for her soulful voice and hits like Rehab,
Amy Winehouse,
died from alcohol poisoning at the age of 27. I don't know if this is true, so don't. But sometimes when your body is so addicted and used to alcohol, if you stop, you're like, I'm just not going to drink anymore. Your body can literally shut down and die.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know if that's exactly what happened to her. I can't remember, but all of these iconic people passed away at 27. So that's the reason why I bring up
Thanks, November 27th.
the birth and death of Jimi Hendrix. 2 more things happened. A couple movies came out. The first one is Home Alone came out today.
I'm doing the iconic movie poster.
Hopefully the camera cut to you. There you go. You look just like Macaulay Culkin.
Who married Brenda Song?
Did he really?
It's so weird. They have a kid together, yeah.
They do?
Maybe 2.
And they're married?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing for married people to do. Have a kid together.
Do you know who Brenda Song is?
I do know who Brenda Song is. I've seen The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
You look at them together, I'm like, weird. Anyways, good for them. They're happy.
To be honest, Macaulay Culkin has always, when you look at him, been a little weird. And I don't mean that in a rude way.
But
He's
Brenda
just very
Song
unique
is not.
looking.
I think that's why.
She's gorgeous. She's great. And you know what? Macaulay Culkin, handsome and successful. What am I going to say about you? You're great. We love you. Anyway, Home Alone, we all know it. That came out 34 years ago in 1990. That's right, before Kellie was even born.
Thanks, November 27th.
I'm amazed that you always remember the date because I immediately forget it.
And
lastly, on our thankful November 27th day, the release of...
Frozen.
2. Electric Boogaloo. That was not the subtitle of the movie, but Frozen 2 did come out.
Wow. They're coming out with a Frozen 3.
That's true. But this came out in 2019, just 8 years after Amy Winehouse's tragic death at 27.
Well, she wasn't in the movie, so it's fine.
Yeah, she couldn't have been.
Sorry.
It was between her and Idina Menzel and
Adele Nazim.
Adele
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem. They
Whatever.
tried to get Amy to go, but they said she had to go to rehab, and she said, no.
No.
Are we bad people?
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, thanks, November 27th.
That's all the things that happened
Yep.
on November 27th.
Great. Boring. Just kidding. I'm kidding. There's a lot of good things on there.
You know, some weeks it's a hit, and some weeks it's the 27
Nah.
Club. It's right now. Did we ever circle back to tell everyone that I didn't die on the day that I predicted I was going to die
Yes.
20 years ago?
Yeah.
You believe that?
Thank goodness.
What a psycho child.
Yeah.
That explains a lot
Brooklyn
about
never
our
does
child.
that.
I mean, I hope
She's
Brooklyn
kinda
never does
crazy.
that. She's kind of psycho.
I love her so much. She's a little
She's
psycho.
a little bit psycho. A little bit psycho.
I got to find some stuff that she can do on her own for the next couple of months because I was like, the
months?
the next month. Because the,
like, I'm checking out for a few months.
the month, you know.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
What?
It's been a lot last couple of days. That's all.
It
It's
has
been a lot.
It has.
It's been a lot. So it's got and just only been a couple of days of not having school, and she's going to be in school all these days, and I understand that, but we just got to figure out a few things.
That is true. And while we do that, can I tell you a story?
Oh yeah, I was like, unpop pins. We're not there yet.
No, even though this has been quite an episode.
I know.
I have to tell you something
Uh-huh.
about one of your beloved performers. But it's a dangerous time to be a person of the cloth because Sabrina Carpenter might just take you down. You know about this?
I don't understand the first two things you said, but I know what's going on with Sabrina Carpenter.
New York City priest who let Sabrina Carpenter shoot music video in their church stripped of duties. Sabrina Carpenter
Yeah, I did hear this.
is taking the jobs away
That's
from
not
holy
fair.
people.
No.
That's what happened.
Nor.
Have you seen the video?
I did see the video. She
Is
also
it scandalous? Because I haven't seen it.
It is. She also asked for permission if she could film there, and she
Of course.
paid to rent out the space.
Okay, look. What
And
are the
then-
chances that she was like, here's what I'm going to do. It's pretty provocative. Versus like someone just being like, can we rent your space to shoot a video?
Yeah, it's not
It's
her.
probably that.
It's not her It's not her responsibility to
She
break.
knew what she was doing.
But also,
She knew she was going to go
take-
do like sexualized things in a church.
Take it out of the church
Sure.
and say any other place.
It doesn't matter.
If we were renting out our home
Yes.
and we came back and the place was trashed or whatever,
That wasn't the problem.
I know. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's her fault.
Why do you defend her so much?
Because I defend artists. I think artists should be able to express themselves however they want. The church could have said no. Could have said no. We you know what? We did our research. We looked into your music, and we understand that doesn't fall in line with.
What if they didn't know?
They would have known at that point in time.
I don't think so.
I think they would have.
I go to gigs all the time where I don't even know who the client is.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's not necessarily any reason
But you're
why.
not hiring them; they're hiring you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But
It's
the
different.
production company was probably scouting out these locations.
Yeah, true. But I'm just saying, a church.
Lack
He
of
didn't do-
proper approval is on
didn't-
my list
He
here.
didn't do his due diligence, and that's on him. You can't get up in arms about it because it's a church. It'd be the same thing if someone filmed something in our home and we didn't like what was filmed and what was portrayed in our house. Well, guess what? It's our fault if we didn't ask or do our own research. If I don't want a satanic band to film in our house, but the band says, "Hey, we're looking to film. We're looking to like find a place to shoot," and I found it in a band, and I don't look it up, and then that's what happens. That's on
Look,
me.
I will not continue to fight you on this.
'Cause you know I'm right.
Because all of these points you keep pulling out of thin air
All right.
are very relevant.
It's the same reason why it's so dumb that moms are pissed off right now
About what? What are moms mad about?
about Sabrina Carpenter's concerts because they're like, it's not
That's
appropriate
not
for
stupid.
kids. And I'm like, well, maybe she's a 27-year-old woman.
You said at the beginning of this thing, you're like, I think artists should be free to
Yeah, they should.
express themselves. I agree. But they are not free of the consequences of their expression.
That's
if
true.
you want to be a free spirit and express yourself in ways that are weird, you also have to deal with the backlash of that. And I'm talking to you, Chapel Roan.
100%. But here's the deal. Did I take Brooklyn to Taylor Swift this year?
Yes. Last year.
Did I take her to her concert?
Oh, no, but you would have.
Was I planning on it?
I actually don't
No.
know the answers to these questions.
I was not planning on it. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I thought it would be inappropriate for my just newly 9-year-old daughter to go to a concert.
She was 8 at the time.
Yeah, to my 8-year-old daughter to go to a concert that had a bunch of cursing and different things like that. I wasn't necessarily scared about the sexual innuendos, but I did know that there was cursing in it. It wasn't until her other mom, who was actually more strict on those things, was like, I'm taking her to the concert, that I was like, oh, this is okay. It's the same reason why I didn't have a midnight listening party to the Tortured Poets Department with her, because I'm aware of who Taylor Swift is. And I wasn't ready to explain some of the curse words, some of the things she was going to say until I had listened to it myself. So all that to say, if my daughter comes to me at 10 years old and says, Mom, I love Sabrina Carpenter, or Mom, I love Billie Eilish. She loves Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Right now. She wants to go to a Billie Eilish concert. My answer for her is probably going to be no.
Also,
because I'm aware of some of the things that she sings about and some of the words and language that she uses. Or I'm going to have an in-depth conversation about it. I'm not just going to blindly send my kid to a concert. So in terms of that, I hear you about backlash and people getting, I think if you're going to do something crazy like Chappell Roan and things that she said and done, you should get the backlash. I think if you're going to put on a concert that matches your songs and what you're doing and who you are, and parents are upset that their kids ask them to, they say they want to go, and then they show up to the concert without doing research, without listening to any of the songs, and without really knowing who the person is, and they're upset that this is what they took their daughters to, guess what? Maybe, just maybe, you should pay attention to what your daughter is listening to, because I do, and it's not that hard. And I have a successful business that I run on my own with 6 gigs in 6 days.
oh my God, here we go.
I'm just saying. That's where I'm at. And the same, I feel the exact same way about this priest that chose not to do his due diligence to ask, well, what will you be filming in my sanctuary, in my holy space where we bring reverence to God, where we at the altar. Like
you talk like you've never worked at a church before. You're like, with revelry and dissonance. What are you saying?
But like, that's the altar. It's where you go and you worship the Lord Jesus Christ. And if you feel that that's a sacred place, it is, the temple is sacred, not just your body, but the temple we all come to worship in, then maybe, just maybe, do your due diligence and don't just take the people's money, but look into what this is doing. So I have no pity for this person.
Look,
that's all I'm coming to say. You should have done the research.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I also am not a fan of Sabrina Carpenter. So
I understand. She had over like 10,000 new people registered to vote this year. So I'm all for it.
Glad that helped.
Hey, it will.
I will tell you this. Apparently this dude also misappropriated about $1.9 million of the parish funds to things like mayoral campaigns, which is illegal. Mm-hmm. So you might be right on this one.
I think I am.
You
Sorry
might be right.
I went off a little bit. Sorry.
Every time you say you go off and then people talk about listening to the show and they're like,
maybe I
didn't think you went off.
Maybe I should just express my opinion more. I think that's the thing. I think cancel culture has become too big of a thing and everyone wants to cancel everyone for everything. And sometimes I'm like, maybe you need to cancel yourself because you didn't do the freaking research. Like, you're so upset and so mad, but like, you didn't even like look into who she was.
It's true.
Like, come on.
Well,
you heard Disney Channel star and stopped there. She's no longer a Disney Channel star, everybody.
Look, everyone's got to direct their outrage to some former Disney Channel star.
Miley. Jonas Brothers.
Demi
Lovato. Sabrina Carpenter.
Victoria Justice.
Yeah. Zendaya.
Ariana
Grande.
Mowry.
Ariana Grande. I got you. We're done. We
Melissa
got
Joan Hart.
Vanessa Hudgens.
I don't think she was on
Zac Efron.
Cordon Bleu.
What's her name? Olivia Rodrigo.
Bill Nye.
No,
I don't know.
We did it. We did it.
We did it.
We did it, everybody.
Well, if that's
pretty impressive, actually.
That we named that many,
yeah,
we could keep going. Actually, you could. I wasn't a Disney Channel kid.
And it's Corbin Bleu.
But speaking of things in our childhood that have come back to bite us, have you heard about the Pokémon Go fiasco? Oh, we all laughed when Pokémon Go came out. Oh, what a fun game.
Can people make money off of that now?
Let's catch Pokemon.
I did catch Pokemon.
They're
probably
you did?
all dead now.
You're part of the
I have no idea. I don't remember how it works.
Starved in the Pokeballs.
I have no idea how it works.
Well, listen, we're going to play a little clip of a video here for you. We won't play the whole thing, but
Who's
I want
the person?
Dude.
What's the TikTok? Okay, go. No.
Dude, you got questions, I got answers.
Call them out.
Listen to this.
Name them out, not call them out like that. You know
it's
what
going
I
to
mean?
blow your mind.
Shout
Here you go.
out.
Listen.
So Pokemon Go was a scam. Niantic just announced that they have been taking the data from Pokemon Go and using it to build one of the largest geo models for navigation ever. And so basically all the people who've been playing Pokemon Go over the years have been free geo navigators. And they would, when they wanted
Let me
some,
explain. You know, when you see those like weird camera cars driving around to map out your street views and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Is that these people with their phones to catch Pokemon are actually navigating and basically making like a Google Maps and Apple Maps for this company.
Funny. That's why you had to go into really weird places to find Pokemon.
Let me tell you about that. Listen to this.
they wanted something to be geolocated or pictures of an area to be taken, they would put Pokemon in those areas so people would go out there and take the pictures and navigate the areas, all while being tracked by their GPS navigation devices.
Not a bad idea.
So if they're like, no one wants to go in the backwoods to do this, I don't know, just put a Pokemon Center there or whatever.
Or like a special Pokemon. You can only catch an Onix there.
Yeah. And then all of these nerds would just go and they would use their GPS data, maybe even their photos and video data.
Yeah, because you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there. They use free labor to get the
crazy.
world's largest
That's insane.
like mapping of the globe.
That's insane. How smart.
Are you serious?
Is that scary? I don't really know.
You're always outraged about things, but
That's
when it
not
comes to
AI.
this, no, but it's your privacy.
Did you have fun?
Not a lot. Did you?
Yeah. I liked catching Pokemon.
How many Pokemon do you think you caught in your Pokemon Go days?
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Honestly,
say 3. Probably 3.
No.
Yeah,
We used
I
to
didn't.
catch a ton.
We as in me and you?
Well, Brooklyn has done it a couple of times since
She
then.
has.
We've downloaded it and undownloaded it. And I remember she would walk around the condo and there would just be tons there. Always the same, like a Rattata or something like that.
Which I don't think anyone really knows how to say.
Ratatata. Ratatata.
'Cause usually people are like, it's a rat-a-tat. It's like, there's no T at the end, so it's definitely not that.
Yeah, but honestly, I thought that it went out of business. I remember downloading it for Brooklyn not too long ago and then being like, I'm surprised this is still here.
Yeah, me too.
Truly.
Yeah. Anyway, so you've all been used.
I had fun.
Enjoy it. You know what? I'm gonna leave it right there. Too easy. Well, it is Thanksgiving time, and if you're listening to it the day it comes out, you still have one day to make this happen for your family, nay, for your own betterment. Kelly, when I think of wine,
Wine about it.
the one place my mind goes is fast food pizza. Why aren't more fast food pizza places making their own wine? Well, thank God for
That'd be
Pizza
terrible.
Hut. I'm telling
Oh
you,
my gosh.
Pizza the Hut
I don't like Pizza Hut.
is introducing a, wait for it, tomato wine.
Nor.
That's right. Pizza Hut introduced limited edition tomato wine crafted from ripe vine tomatoes and infused with natural basil, aiming to capture the essence of pizza in every sip.
Is it thick?
I hope so. I hope when you take a sip out of your wine glass,
Is it like-
it just forever, leaves the marinara on there. It never goes
is it
down.
meant to be more like a tomato sauce? And so they're calling it tomato wine, but it's really a tomato sauce.
No, it's a wine.
Do you have a picture of it?
Sure. Here's your pictures. It kind of looks cute, right? It's kind of cute.
Oh yeah, it's not thick.
I mean, I'm not watching a person pour it.
But
no.
I thought it looked like marinara sauce.
How much do you think they're charging for this?
$20.
25. Not bad though, right? Look, if I'm getting a
It's
bottle
pretty
of wine
expensive,
though,
but
I remember on Shark Tank, someone once said like the average American spends $9 on a bottle of wine. I'm sure it's come up a little bit from then, but 25 is a premium. But if you want to be the fun relative that comes to Thanksgiving, not just with the Eggo brunch in a jar sipping cream, but also with the
yuck.
fun, fine wine.
Now's
This
your
is your
time.
time. This is your time.
Time to
$25
shine.
a bottle. Let's see. A limited edition gift set, though, including a bottle of wine, 2 branded wine glasses. I mean,
They
who
say
doesn't
Pizza
want
Hut?
a friggin' Pizza Hut branded wine
Oh my
glass
gosh.
and a wine opener for only $60?
Hey, so if you're in a bind and you're at a hotel on vacation and you need some wine, order some Pizza Hut.
That's right.
I guess.
And then you can whine about it.
And this specific set, so they bring you a bottle opener because let me tell you, it's hard to open a bottle of wine without a bottle opener. We've tried. We've succeeded.
We have been in so many places on the road with a bottle of wine and no way to open it.
We've done it though. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you how.
I'll tell you my favorite version of how.
Do you do like a
When you put it in my shoe. and then you like banged the bottle and my shoe on the floor until the cork was like.
Oh yeah, that did work, didn't it?
I don't recall, but I remember thinking to myself, "Is this what my life has come to?"
I know there's another way you can do it where you take a
like a heat fire or a curling iron, flat iron.
You can do a flat iron, or you can take the blow dryer and do the same thing at the neck of the bottle.
If you want some nice, fine, hot wine.
At the neck of the bottle.
Yeah, it's
or you can just get a screw top.
Or you could just have a freaking bottle opener.
Spend the $20 to get one to throw it away before you go and through TSA. Do it.
Have we done that? I'm sure we have. Well, we've got more stories, but I know we're running long, so I think we should get to some.
Give me some unpopular opinions. We've already had one earlier today.
Yeah, we did. Do you want to look at my unpopular opinions? Because sometimes Kellie likes to choose. Sometimes she likes to.
I already know the answer to this. Go.
Choose.
Fake syrup is superior to real maple syrup.
Freaking insane if you think that's true.
Am I reading this? I like imitation syrup. I do not like real maple syrup as much. Just because it's harder to make and more expensive doesn't mean it's actually any better. Imitation syrup is also more versatile. It doesn't have the same darkness as maple.
I think it's pronounced pecan.
Syrup and never has a burnt flavor. You can use fake syrup for more things. It goes better in tea and lattes too. Edit. It's worth saying, although it might be obvious that there are huge differences in quality with some imitation syrups, some people mention HFCS, which is not in every brand. I don't know what that is.
Me either. But all I know is that this is totally wrong. One of my joys in life is real maple syrup in a glass bottle.
I love real maple syrup in a glass bottle.
I've also been able to let the glass bottle go. That used to be the indication that it was like real. But my mom gets these like plastic. They're like tan ones. They're cylindrical, but still like a small top, like a looks like a canteen-ish kind of thing.
It's still real maple syrup.
Those are real good. I'm a huge fan of maple syrup.
Yeah, you are. But he only likes the real maple syrup. None of this fake. And I agree. I once got fun maple syrup from Sur la Table.
I'm down for fun ones. You can give me flavored ones.
Glitter. Yeah, flavored ones.
The glitter weirded me out a little bit. But the glitter made me think I was going to get cancer. I'm going to be honest.
It's edible glitter. I know, but I did get you a fun flavoring. I don't think we liked it so much.
It was like a whiskey one. Like they aged it in a whiskey barrel.
Did you like it?
No. There's certain things I just don't like combinations
What flavor maple syrup would you like?
I would like one that tastes like any pie. That's right. Because what I mean is a fruit one. Like when you go to IHOP, that's not a great example because it's not
the
blueberry best there.
One.
But they used to have like blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, I guess pecan, whatever it is. That was all there.
Maple pecan, yeah.
Yeah, maple bomb.
That's good. Okay.
But yeah, I'm down for any of those. But they have to be real. The real deal.
I like real.
The real
for
deal.
The record. I don't think I
also,
cared as
Simone,
much.
if you're listening to this, I would love your pesto pie for Christmas. Just throwing it out there. Go ahead.
Not that we're talking about that, but just throwing it out.
I'm like, you know what I want from Simone for Christmas? Her pesto pie. No gift. Don't need it. Just a pie.
Pesto pizza.
A pizza. A pizza pie.
A pizza pot pie. Not
a pot pie.
Pizza pie. Pesto pie.
Let's calm down.
I don't think I cared about maple syrup as much until I met you.
Yeah, I have that effect on women.
I do now like real syrup, and I don't like the fake stuff.
Yeah, I'm not at summer camp. Give me the real stuff. I know it's $12 an ounce, but let's do it.
This is a weird one, but your unpopular opinion just says fudge is grotesque.
It is grotesque.
Tell
I
me
may have written that. Look, it's not grotesque, but fudge is at the bottom of my list of desserts. It is just like a thick, tar, chocolatey, not quite frosting, not quite a brownie. It's like if you screwed up a brownie real bad, you're like, I didn't put any flour in it. And you're like, yeah, that's it. It's kind of like a gluten-free brownie.
Yeah.
What were the brownies you got from Spotify that I still ate? What were those? Were those gluten-free? Yeah. Fudge is like a gluten-free brownie. It's never going to be as good as it should.
I have some very fond memories of my dad and my grandpa making fudge every year.
Save it for hardly working through it, lady.
I do like fudge. It's weird. But anytime I walk into a candy shop, I always go, I should get some fudge, and I never do.
What kind of shop?
A candy shop.
Okay. There's a little I don't know if it was Boston there. It's a candy shop. A candy shop.
You know, like what's it called? The Rocky Mountain chocolate
Oysters?
shop.
Oh, in Big Bear?
Yeah, they have them down here too, but they always have like fresh fudge and different types of fudge.
Speaking of fresh fudge in shops, what a deceiver. This week at Universal Studios, when you went to the Chocolate Emporium, and it was a restaurant and not like a chocolate shop like it is in Orlando.
That was so weird.
That was a bummer.
They had some candy you could buy, but I was like, this place is sad looking.
Not cool, dog.
They did say bar like coming soon. And I was like, that might be fun to go sit at the chocolate bar and get like a chocolate espresso martini. But that's it.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
What is it, like a chocolate hamburger? Chocolate hot dog?
That's a good question. I never
Like,
even
what
thought
do
of
you
what the
serve?
food was.
Because it was like
used
food
to be
and
a Planet Hollywood, I think, or a Hard Rock.
Hard Rock.
Was it?
Which was a
Same
better,
thing.
yeah, a better option.
All
Whatever.
right, well, give me another pin.
Last one. You have a lot of chocolate stuff on here.
Do I really?
Chocolate chips don't belong in ice cream. Wrong. They do.
Sometimes I'm pretty food centric. I don't think we even need to discuss that too much because
No.
I don't know why you wouldn't like
I
chocolate
don't know.
chips.
That
in
was
ice
when you
cream.
had.
They do.
Oh, prenups are good and are not preparation for divorce. That's going to be our last one.
I've been waiting to see how she answers this, and that will dictate the rest of our marriage. Go ahead. What do you think?
Here's the thing. I don't think that prenups are a bad thing, nor do I think that they indicate a potential for divorce in the future. Do we have a prenup? No. Do I feel the need for one? Not at all. Would I understand if somebody felt that way? Yeah. If you've worked really hard for your money and you want to make sure that if something were to happen in the future, you got to keep all the money you worked for before you got married. Yeah, I totally understand that. And at the end of the day, I don't really think I had a ton of money before we got married, and now I have more now, but we just share it.
Yeah. You know, Kellie didn't want a prenup because I had all the money and she had no money at the time. That's actually not true.
I brought a lot of money in for our savings.
Would you get a prenup now?
No.
What if this podcast, 100 episodes of this podcast, were just to get you on air to say you would?
No, I wouldn't. Would you?
You wouldn't? Would I? Would I? Sure.
Do I want one? Yeah.
Yeah. Do I want one? Let me think.
No.
Do I want one? No. But, you know, we've been talking a lot about our businesses and different things like that.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's some, you know, legal reasons and stuff why it's wise to do certain things. But I don't know. Here's what I know is that I don't feel like I need it with you. I also didn't think I needed it the first marriage I had. Thankfully, there was like nothing to go through there. Like neither of us had any money really.
Yeah.
But I think that's worth talking about more than the question that we actually asked, or you asked me, is that I remember when I got married at first, and the general consensus of the Christian culture that we were in was, if you're getting a prenup, you're already committing to the chance of this not working out. And we're all agreeing that when you get married, there's no way out. I have a different perspective on that for many reasons now.
Yeah.
One is because that marriage didn't work out. Two is that I know that over half of all marriages don't work out.
Yeah.
And like, in three, I guess, it's one of the biggest things that happens in your life, in the sense that it's hard to come up with something in an average person's life that the government has to get involved with to say yes, and then also to say, okay, no, not anymore. You have to go through the legal system to get married and to get divorced.
Yeah.
So it's a huge decision. So I no longer view it from the vantage point of like an ethical vantage point. Like, you're saying your marriage might not work out. How committed are you really?
Yeah.
A prenup means you're not really committed. Like, I don't see it that way anymore. I see it more as like, if I ran into anybody that I know and they're like, yeah, we have a prenup, I think my first inclination, because of my history, would be like, oh, why? Like, you guys are great together. Like, no, please. But then I'd be like, you know what?
Just in case.
To each their own. Like, why not? It is kind of a safety net.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Yeah. So I don't know what the original thing was.
Do you think it leads to divorce? No.
Do I
Or
think it
like
leads to
a
divorce?
sign of like,
No. The only thing that leads to divorce is marriage. 100% of divorces start from people being married. That's the
true.
only thing happening here.
that is, you're true in that.
But I am true in that. I'm so true in that. But like somewhere between 35 to 40% of marriages are the only ones that survive this crazy thing. And even those marriages, I'm willing to bet, are probably not people's first marriages for most of them. I'd say it's a bad gamble to run that risk, even though most of us will run that risk. And currently you and I are running that risk as well. Anyway.
But we don't have a prenup,
So
can you get one?
Yeah.
In the middle of being married?
Mm-hmm. It's not a pre-nub anymore. It's just a
nub.
nub. I want to workshop that.
It's just in the middle.
Yeah, it's just a nuptial. I don't actually know. Obviously, prenup is prenuptial agreement before you get married, prenuptial agreement, blah, blah, blah. So there's got to be some other word for if you want to do it now, which I also know that that's not insanely out of the ordinary, especially for people in our circles or kind of the industry we work in.
Yeah.
A lot of people get married with nothing, and then one of them explodes and is making bazillions while the other is making nothing. And
supporting the family.
Yeah, but also the person who's making nothing is like, oftentimes, I shouldn't say oftentimes, I've seen many times where the person who's not making any money is no longer exciting to the person who is making money. And they're like, well, I married you because that's what I had. And now I'm like surrounded by all these beautiful people or millionaire people or whatever. Like, good luck, sucker. See ya. And we don't have a prenup. So kind of on your own. Now you're in your mid 30s or mid 40s or mid 50s and you have no job, no skills, no resume, no nothing, and no money. And those people, I think it's very beneficial to be like, hey, let's just make sure this is all copy here. So anyway, what we're trying to say is,
do it or don't. It's up to you.
Yeah,
They're
I guess
cool.
I was gonna be like, I hope you marry someone you genuinely love and genuinely loves you. That's really what I hope for
That's good.
For every good person. I'm done wishing good things for everyone, and I'm back on only wishing good things for good people.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
That's it.
And with that, hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I know that I'm thankful for you, not for just you, Kel, but for everyone who listens to this show.
Yeah, I'm thankful for all you guys too.
Coming up on 100 episodes of this nonsense.
Oh my goodness.
It's starting to feel real. We're committed to this bit. There's no prenup for this podcast, let me tell you.
No, he gets it in the end.
The nub goes right in at the end. I don't know what that means. We love you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll see you in a few days talking about our traditions. And you can tell us about your wild Thanksgiving experience on Friday. But until then, we hope you have a wonderful time with your family, friends, or just hanging by yourself. Sometimes the best company is your own company.
It's true.
Regardless of what you do and how you spend your holiday, we hope you spend most of your time
hardly working.
Bye.
Bye.
Gotcha.
Jerk. Bye.